Hello farmers and welcome back to the hills of Tuscany. We have moved to the month of May. I'm over here by the vineyard and I'm fertilizing the red beet field. I've already taken care of the sunflower field and the carrot field that we planted last time. Well, actually, was that a couple episodes ago at this point? I think so. And as I was checking my fields to make sure I covered them all, the one field I had not fertilized for the second time was the first field I planted last fall, the wheat field. And that was fun fertilizing that because the crop is extremely tall, because I do believe it's ready for harvest next month. So that was kind of fun trying to see where I was or had not been, and I couldn't see. So I just went around and I hope I did the best I could. We'll check on the stats here in just a moment, but I'm making my second pass here on the red beet field and we are just about done. And then I may have to speed up some time because I don't remember exactly what time the fertilizer sprayer is going to be ready for the grapevines. It's being repaired. And I don't remember. I thought it was like 9:30 in the morning or something like that. So we shall see if it's ready. Might as well just drive up here in the 1:30. So we got the white grapes done last episode. And now we need to move on to the red grapes. So that means the ones here on the hill, and of course the bigger vineyard. And as we saw, mulching doesn't do anything for us, so I'll have to spray the grapes again. Probably when the grapes start showing up on the vines is when it'll be ready. Let's go ahead and see if this is ready. We'll know here in just a moment. Let me bring up the help menu, because that'll show us. It is 9:30, so we got a few minutes. I'll speed up time just a little bit. But while we're waiting for that to go, let me just see here. So field number 7, yes, that's the one. That's the wheat field. Looks like I did a pretty good job covering that. Sunflower field looks good. Carrot field looks good, and of course all the other fields we saw last time. And now, of course, we were over here, and I just did the red beet field. Missed a little spot right there, looks like, but not too bad. All right, let's speed up some time till 9:34 so we can get our sprayer back. There we go. Perfect timing. Just about. I say perfect timing when you speed up times by 360. I may have to get out and get back in. All right, so why is that not starting? That should be starting. Why won't you let me start? Is it because this one here hasn't been checked off yet either? No. All right, repairs are done. Why won't you fire up? Will the other one turn on? No, that one won't turn on either. How about if I move this out of here and we'll put this over here by the work toolbox. Get it out of range. All right, let me let me go across the map. Okay, I don't have it. Of course, I don't think I've ever been there exactly when it was ready to be used again. Nope, that one won't turn on. And neither will that one. Well, that is kind of frustrating. Okay, I'll give it a little bit more time. I think what I'll do is I want to grab our root crop harvester. I'm going to run down to the store. And, okay, how did I get you in here? You're folded in. No, you're not folded in. Don't know how you were unfolded. But fold that back in. I need to head on down to the store to grab our one header now. We'll get that out of there, and I'll make sure that the color coordination is a spot-on match. The store said if it wasn't, they'll repaint it for free of charge. And then maybe I'll go back and we'll spray the vineyard. I would like to get that done today. I'm not too sure why those vehicles will not fire up. Maybe I gotta wait another hour or so. Doesn't seem right because it doesn't say I need to wait an hour. Anyways, let me go grab the header. And I'll bring it back to the farm, and then I'll jump back over and see if those harvesters will fire up. She's alive. So, yeah, the color for the header of the root crop harvester was a spot-on match. But as for these two harvesters, they still wouldn't run. So, I saved the game, exited, restarted the game, and they are fine. Yeah, so I'm not too sure. I don't know if I've done that before or what, but either way, if you do have that problem with the realistic damage mod, save the game, restart, and you might be just fine like I was. Anyways, it's time to respray the grapes. And I thought the working speed was 6, and it helps if you don't run into the vines themselves. But it looks like the working speed might be just 5 miles an hour. Well, alright, we'll get the vines done. They need to be done anyways. So the day before was at 4, and I thought with so much damage on the harvester that maybe that would, I mean, it did speed us up a mile an hour, and going from 4 to 5, that's a 25% increase. So, thumbs up there, I guess. We'll get it done 25% faster. Yeah, I definitely want to get the first stage done before the grapes grow, because then if I could try to go spray them when the grapes are sprouting, I guess, or whatever you want to call it, on the vines, I won't have a chance to get a second stage in for fertilization. Let's go ahead and turn that off, and then I don't know, right here seems about good. Then we'll double check once I get done with these vines and see if I got them all. Also today we got to get to our grass field, but as we know, that's not going to take us too long to mow and pick up that grass and bring it down to the fermenting silo. While I'm down there dropping off grass into the fermenting silo, I should make a trip over and grab some more TMR for the cows and put that into their barn. Make them nice and happy. They go through about 12,000 liters a month, which is quite a bit for a few amount of cows. So I'm thinking in the long run, at the current rate that we're going, I'm probably going to give the cows some just hay once in a while. I don't think the TMR production's going to keep up with them. But we'll see. Won't worry about it too much until it comes along. We just got to make sure we got enough hay for the sheep and the cows in the future, which I think we will. Worst comes to worst, I'll just have to make another field or buy another field and make it into a grass field. But in order to do that, we need some money. And if you look at the money, yeah, we are down to 23,000. Overnight, I did lose 20 grand from April into May, even with our small BGA running, which reminds me, I think the T8 is still down there with the trailer and a little bit of manure left into the trailer. So I'll have to empty that on in, make a little bit more cash from that. Now, I don't think there's anything I could be truly selling in the month of May. I think candy is in June, and we do have a good amount of products from the soup and can factories. I mean, if I were to go to June right now, the way things are, I think we might be in the red money-wise, meaning we're below zero. But that's okay. I think we got a couple $100,000 worth of material to sell next month. And it's a good thing that the harvest time is here because, well, yeah, the money. Money, money, money. We'll go in this row, I think. Your sleeves. Well, just a row left to do. Yeah, it seems like ages ago I was testing some of this grape equipment out on No Man's Land to see if ever it'll work out. And really, if it wasn't for spraying the vines with this, I may not even thought of doing grapes here. Well, I'm not even sure I'd even be on this map, honestly. Just when I decided, it's like, you know what, I need to do a crop I haven't done much of or anything of, just to, you know, change it up a bit. It's like, well, you haven't done grapes. Okay, let me look into grapes and see. You know, it's been since No Man's Land, 3 years ago-ish, somewhere around there. And then I saw this. I think this was out in the year 2 pack, the Oxbow pack. And I just looked into it and saw this, and the reason why we're on the hills of Tuscany is because we're doing grapes, and that was just a perfect fitting, I think. Of course, there's many ways to do grapes, and I mean, I think there's a couple of greenhouses out there that will do it. There's many ways in FS22 to make products nowadays with all the mods that are out there. And as I mentioned, maybe when we get to the end of the series, maybe I'll look at the Colossus pack to where the pruners and all that kind of stuff does like 4 or 5 rows at a time. We don't have that many grapes, I think, that warrant us to jump right into that modded pack. I think the amount of grapes that we have and the amount of work that we're doing seems about right to me. See, 100 liters of fertilization left in the tank. Well, I'm kind of hoping that's enough to get the hill done, but I'm not going to hold my breath on it. Let me just check here. All right, so actually it shows a little bit of a spot there, but nowhere else. That's kind of interesting. We're going to call that good anyways. As we saw, we're not yielding many grapes to begin with. So it's not like missing a little spot here and there is going to cost us thousands upon thousands of dollars in grape production. I don't think I got enough to finish off. I'm not going to do the very outside row. I mean, we're getting the outside row, I think, with that far left sprayer. I think it's counting it. So I just want to see if I can get all these done with 500 liters of fertilizer. Maybe 6. Don't remember exactly how much I put in here. But getting back to doing the grapes and being on the hills of Tuscany, I'm glad I ended up on this map because it's a beautiful map. The layout for me seems nice. It's a change of pace from your relatively somewhat flat maps. Which, don't get me wrong, flat maps are great. But then again, you also don't want them too steep either. Someone did ask me, they're watching the Silage series currently, and they want to know if I have any plans of getting back onto a small map. Currently, no. I actually have no plan because I'm doing 2 series as it is. And until I'm relatively close to ending a series, I don't really look at other maps. I mean, I keep my eye out for maps that come out and saying, okay, that's one I want to play on, or, you know, if there's one I know I'm going to want to play on, I mark it down like, okay, we're going there after I finish the series. There really hasn't been a map that's, you know, just like, I can't wait to get on that map yet. Not saying they're not good maps out there since I started American Falls and Hills of Tuscany, just that none of them are jumping out at me saying, you got to get on this map. And there are a couple maps I know from different modders that are in the works. Looking forward to seeing what they have to offer. And I am out of fertilizer, so let's back up. I kind of forgot about the fertilizer situation. I got thinking about maps and such. See, I don't want a whole lot here, so I was going to grab maybe 50 liters to 100 liters, but it fills up so quickly. I get what I get. I just don't want to put it all in because I can't take it out. Or at least I haven't been able to before. Now I just gotta remember where I left off. Let's see, I did one pass up on this side, and then I started going back down, so probably somewhere in here. But once we get done mowing the grass today, we will have a look at the stock market page to see if there's anything I should be selling in the month of May. Clothing, I did not activate in the spinnery just because I don't have enough material to be producing another crate of clothing. So I didn't bother, which is okay because they'll just get added on to next year's load. And now that I know that you can stick the pallet forks into the side of a cotton bale, I think we're going to be okay. All that fuss and muss, and then I find out just as I get it into the trigger area that it will go in there. I always try to just put it into the cotton part of it. All right, how did I do here? Did I miss a spot? Nope. It's all looking good. Actually, now that I think about it, I was like, don't put too much in here. Well, I gotta fertilize all these again when the grapes grow. So put in about 650 liters. That seemed about right. Or at least have 650 liters in here. I say that's close enough. Put that in the shade, and it can cool off for about a month or so. Okay, I need to drive back to the farm, and we'll jump into the big brother, the 130, the very big brother. The T8, grab the mowers, put it into a swath, and start picking up the grass. Got to make some silage. Home sweet home. There's the header in front of the root crop harvester. Looking lovely. Actually, kind of want to see what that add-on's going to look like when we got to do sugar beet or taters. May not see nothing at all, but I don't know. Let's go ahead and park that up. And then the T8 is down. Once we scroll on over, BGA. That still looks like it's rather full. Okay, maybe not as full as I originally thought. Please take it all. Perfect. I wasn't going to, but I'll rinse it out because there'll be someone that will say, you had manure in there, and then you harvested your crops without cleaning it out. Like, yep, there we go. Now it's all better. And of course, I'll rinse off the beautiful T8 New Holland. For those of you who know, my first big tractor and farming simulator that I ever purchased, back in FS15. Not that I have any videos on it, I just talk about it every time I drive the T8. That's why it's my favorite tractor in game, because it was my first one that I had, and I think I had about 3 of them on Bjornholm before I started upgrading to T9s. And whoops, I kind of forgot. These trailers go in this shed here. And if you're wondering why did I choose the T8 as my first big tractor, well, back in FS15 we didn't have a huge variety as we do nowadays. I think it was New Holland and maybe the Case Magnum, and that was it. Or maybe it was the Fent. Could have been the Fent. I don't I can't remember what I did at the beginning of FS22. Don't ask me what how the beginning of FS15 went. But for those of you who do know, leave a comment below. I mean, New Holland, of course, was the one big tractor company, but I don't remember back in FS15. I want to say it was Fent. Okay, get the butterfly mower out. Shouldn't have to check. These should always be on swath mode. And away we go. Actually, I was just down at the store. I probably should have bought some silage additive for a forage wagon. But I want to say I have enough. I'm not too particular if I get every blade of grass here. At least not now, because we got more than enough grass than what we need, but in about a year or two, may not be. Watch out for that tree. The only tree in the field, and I hit it. You can see the sunflowers to our left. Yep, they have grown, of course. It only takes a few passes to get this field done. It's kind of ironic in some ways that grass is like the best crop you can have financially for your farm, because you can do so much with it and make so much money with it, because you get 3 harvests per year. And yet it's the one crop that I get tired of doing rather quickly. I think it's because you do it so much, maybe. That could be part of it. And I think every series I've been on... wait, do I take... Okay, Silendra. No, I did grass in Silendra, because we had sheep. I'm trying to think if there's ever been a map where I just said no grass work. There's got to be a map out there somewhere where I didn't do any grass work. Right now, can't think of one. Alright, one more pass, and then we should be good to go to swoop this all up. Yeah, originally I thought I'd be mowing the grass with the Lamborghini. And here we are, 200 horsepower more than the Lamborghini, and going uphill, the T8 is like, alright, this is getting to be a little rough. Can I get this all in one go? Close enough. I will say, when you look at the, when you get to a view like this on the hills of Tuscany, and you look around the map, it's a lovely view. Would be kind of cool if... I thought about this, I think, before FS22 came out. I don't know if I talked about it. It'd be kind of cool that if in Farming Simulator to where we can have it a little bit like Snow Runner in a sense. Not the ground, being muddy and all that kind of stuff, but going from one map to another. So like say we had an exit area on the map and it could teleport you to whatever other map you want to play on. And you could take your tractors back and forth on it. I think that would be rather cool, but I think for most systems that might be a little bit too much. Let's just say here I'm working on the hills of Tuscany. It's like, you know what? I need to go do some grass work for a neighboring farmer, and I can go to, I don't know, put your map, but just to say, because I play in American Falls right now, I just go to one part of this map here, walk up to it, it's like calling for a train, and then, of course, you do have to load in the map and all that. Maybe a little bit quicker somehow, but then I could be like on American Falls with whatever's on the tractor that you're in. To me, that would be kind of cool, but I just think that might be asking a little bit too much. All right, so how much silage additive do I have in this? And do I have any more left over? Looks like I got a good amount. But I think I got some over here. I'll place it by the chicken pen. Yep, actually, there's still a good amount in there. Let's try to back up a little bit better than that. So if all goes well, we should get 2 full loads and a little bit of a third. And as I mentioned, all this was made into silage so we can make TMR for the cows. Oh, the one thing I did want to check, because I just recorded yesterday's episode of American Falls. When I check on the cows here, is giving them a hay 88%. So here it's only 80%. On American Falls, if I were to give them hay, it shows on American, if you watch yesterday's episode, I showed where hay was 88%. Here it's only 80% because down here it's mineral feed. Their health and productivity is at 100% because we are giving them TMR. But I wonder if I just gave them hay here, if that would be enough to get the health up to 100 and productivity up to 100. On American Falls, hay is 88% and we stay at 100 and 100. So it'll be something to keep an eye on moving forward. If we run out of TMR and I got to give them hay, if they'll be at 100 and 100%. And if it wasn't for having some byproduct of the candy factory, I don't think I'd be doing TMR on this map either. I'd probably just give them hay and be happy with it. Whatever they give us, they give us. But since we're using the molasses and beet pulp as a byproduct of the TMR production, we'll go ahead and make some silage and put it on in there and make the cows extremely happy. So it shouldn't take us too long for us to get this picked up and also fill up with some TMR. We'll bring that and feed that to the cows. So I'll talk to you here in just a moment when we finish this up. That is a very, very slow fill rate for the TMR. Thought I was going to leave that in the time lapse, but I think even as fast as I speed up the video, probably just going to cut that out. That's something I may need to start filling in the evening hours, sleep through the night, and hopefully it'll be done by morning. Still got a little bit of grass to pick up, of course, but since I'm not going right back down to the fermenting silo, making my trips count here. And while that is emptying into the cow barn, let's go ahead and check the stock market page. And let's see, May is good for wool. Well, we're not selling the wool. Also, let me guess, clothing, which we don't have much of. It says we got $4,000. Oh yeah, because a full pallet is 10. 4,000. We don't have a full pallet, and nothing else. Candy in June. And yeah, we got about maybe $100,000 there. And I think from the canned goods, maybe another $100,000 there. Maybe more. Yeah, it looks like a little bit more along with the potato chips. So we got about $250,000 worth of product to sell next month. A lot of that money we will probably keep. Maybe like $100 grand. That'll help us get through the summer and all that until more products are being made. And maybe take like 150,000 of the other cash that's left. And we'll put that towards our loan. Will this turn this quickly in there? I think this wheels on this turn. Yeah, they must. Because we are turning rather quickly in there. Perfect. Oh, what am I doing? I got more grass to pick up. My job's not done. Whoops. Okay, now I want to get stuck on that. Yep, I'm going to get stuck on that. I knew that was going to happen. Once you get stuck once. Yep, now I'm going to get stuck on the other side probably. Maybe not. Alright, we're out. Alright, let's fold that back down here. And just a few bits and bobs here. I think 5,000 is what we usually end up with. I guess all depends on how much I get on the outskirts of the grass field. And I'll bring this and get it fermented probably at the beginning of next month when I got to bring some silage over to the TMR mixer. Make sure that production keeps up and going. I said about 5,000, so 4,264 is what we got. Now I can put the trailer away. At least it'll be easier to back in. There we go. And the T8 can go where the T8 can go, which is right over here. Start parking this in the middle over here. Kind of go small, medium, large. Well, even though the T8 is considered a large tractor. Alright, so those are all put away. Let me just double check. Is wheat harvestable in the month of June on the hills of Tuscany? And yes, it is. So is the canola. We do have a field of canola, but I don't know when they planted it because we did not do that ourselves. We bought the field as is, so I'm not sure when that'll be harvestable. But next month, technically, is beginning of harvest season. I'm just coming over here to check on the sheep. I don't think we got a full pen yet. No, we're only halfway there. Once we get a full pen, then I'll start looking at selling some of the sheep. Mostly the males to begin with because they don't reproduce. Let's just go into here. Yep, 6 months old. Where is the other one? 13 months. Yeah, so the males definitely don't reproduce. We're going to keep one male ram in there just for realism a little bit. But as for the females, we'll keep the females around until we get definitely a full pen. And once we start getting rid of all the males, once they got to a perfect amount of money, and then we'll start selling them and make some money. Might as well have them keep on reproducing and getting money from the sheep, also from their wool as well. And I don't remember how many I said they would have for offspring, but I think it is 2 to 3. I think someone did correct me in the comments before. So I was taking a shot, whatever I said. That deer doesn't belong in here. Get out, you're eating the grass for the sheep. Lickety split. And you guys for feed are doing well, and actually got a decent amount of wool in here. So the wool's starting to come in a little bit faster because we are getting more sheep, of course. As for the cows, how did that do for their feed trough? Whoop, I was on it. So yeah, 94,000. And yeah, we got about 8 months worth of feed in there if they don't reproduce, but I'm sure they will at some point. Yeah, they're almost halfway through another reproduction stage. So we'll do the same thing with the cows once we get a full pen. I don't remember exactly how much that holds, but I think they're a little bit further away than the sheep are. But yeah, I think we are done with the month of May. All the fields are pretty much all set. It's now on to harvest season. Yeah, we'll sleep through the night. Next episode, wake up probably in the red with the money, but that's fine. We got $250,000 of the material at least to sell. And then better start harvesting, getting more products in there, and start making some stuff, because yeah, it's going to be another year of just trying to sell stuff and keep our head above water, which we should be able to do, because I don't really plan on buying anything. Maybe some more land if the money is looking halfway decent at the end of harvest season, but we'll have to wait and see. I mean, I would like to buy and extend the cotton field if I could. That field there, to extend to number 18, is 128,000, and it's got a lot of trees in it. I didn't want to really do any tree work. Would I want to? Maybe I should just buy like another field, and they don't have to be joined together. We could just buy like another field and do a field of cotton. I mean, that field there, but that's 310,000. But that would be a really good field of cotton. That's for darn sure. Yeah, future plans. We'll have to wait and see after harvest season is, and then go from there. But that's where we're going to wrap it up for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always, and I'll catch you again right here in the hills of Tuscany. But until then, have a good one. Better remember to fertilize this at some point.